Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted Dungeon Master, Brian, ready to welcome you once again to another episode of the show. You know, as we've gone out to dinner lately, we've noticed that obviously a lot more restaurants are opening, especially if we're able to go out to dinner. We see more stores that are finally opening, places where everybody can kind of once again get together, although you're kind of doing it behind a mask like this, but you know what I'm saying. It's good to see everybody once again starting to come out from under the shells, out of their shelters, and starting to commingle. And it makes me think of what it's like when we actually get together in the rage room. You know, we get together, we sit around the table of judgment, and everybody falls back into their roles, just like we did before 10 weeks ago. And it's really nice to have that connectivity with myself and the other fellow Hard Slingers. And I hope that your games are starting to go live again, starting to pull away from the Skype, from the crystal eye that we have to look through as we're actually gaming and stuff. It's nice to reconnect once again around that table. Another thing, we do have ourselves a long episode this evening, and I'm really glad that we finally were able to sit down, get some good role playing for myself and the rest of the crew, and I'm really looking forward to airing this thing, and I hope everybody enjoys it. So warm up your dice and top off your glass as Roll the Hard 20 podcast presents our Carrion Crown run through, episode 35, North by Northweest. Yeah, that's Weast. You can thank Junior for that. He kind of screwed that up. Test. Coach, you testing?
I already tested, but I think someone else said something, so I'll keep talking until
I'm satisfied the test is working.
Tested positive?
Positive.
I tested positively negative.
Positively negative. I don't know what that means.
You're just going to have to ask the president, man. That's the only person that knows.
Drink some more chlorine. Here, wash it down with a Tide Pod. Take 2 Tide Pods and call me in the morning.
Extra strength.
Oh, are we ready?
It'll kill the virus and the host.
Problem solved.
That's right.
Oh, just real quick, just for my making notes, are we keeping the same session counts going, or just start again with book 2?
No, we're at episode 35. We're still moving forward.
Okay.
Just book 2, episode 35, because it helps with the when we're
Yes.
putting stuff out on the RSS feed. That if we keep it season 3, I suppose I could have made it season 4, but I
just wanted to check so I can on my notes.
I think there's something wonky with the count. If you change it on Squarespace, it does something different with it, like where it says you've already used that number, so you can't reuse that number. Something weird like that.
So you'd have to do
like a dot.
2-1 for season 2
Yeah, I
or
did.
something.
Yeah, like when we did the episode zeros or something like that, and then I had to put them in a different season because
0.1, 0.2.
Yeah.
only as like the nomenclature, but then you could retitle it something else. But for the way it's set up, ready?
Yep.
Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted DM Brian, and with me, the Hard Slingers.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. As we go through our Carrion Crown run through episode 35, as we just announced. So before we begin, how did everyone feel being back in the rage room, rolling Carrion Crown again?
It's about fucking time.
Felt pretty good.
Yeah. Coach?
What? I agreed with everyone.
Holy shit, man. Get this
3
guy.
people.
Give him a bump. Somebody give him a bump. So basically, you guys left Ravengrow. You made your way north and to the west and started moving along the base of the Tusk Mountains when you came across this dilapidated structure labeled Castle and Dachi, where you guys found a couple of men waiting for you. Turned out that they were part and parcel to the ones that helped Kendra move out of Ravengrow. Basically, they wanted to make sure you didn't progress any further or were no longer a hindrance to her. After you guys dispatched with these men, you realize that they had a large bonfire, and inside that bonfire was a large chest that was burning. Oust, you and Ermin. Is it Ermin?
Erwin.
Erwin. You're going to have to change that name to something else after I kill you. Find a name.
You can call me Paul.
Paul. I call you. Oust, you and Erwin managed to pull this chest out of the fire, break the lock open, and inside was what? We didn't tell you, right?
Can't tell us.
You see inside that the lid of this thing is heavily scratched, like as if something was trying to just claw its way out of this locked chest. And in the bottom of it, you see this charred corpse just in a fetal position inside this chest.
Oh no.
Just
Well, I
roll
guess
for
I was going to say
yeah.
investigation or medicine. Damn it.
Medicine.
Yep, it's charred all right.
Yeah, what can we do?
That's a 2.
2, it's beyond your abilities to discern whether it was male, female. All the clothing has been long since burned away. If there was any other noticeable features on this charred corpse, you cannot distinguish them.
Erwin, take a look. I can't see this thing inside of here. I don't know what it is.
What are you worried it is?
I have a feeling it's Kendra.
It's a scary thought, Alice.
It is.
All right. So I'll do a medicine check on this body. 15.
15, it looks to be a male that is in this. It does not look to be female.
Alice, that kind of looks like a penis over there.
Don't talk about my Kendra that way.
Only I felt that.
This is inconclusive.
That muscle bump. But it's got a hole. Now, Doc, when you were over there looking in the wagon, you discovered that there were several other chests in there. It had blouses, it had toiletries, it had other personal effects, and one of the chests was empty, but it was covered in a type of a powder. Remember that?
Yes.
Like an off-white, almost glass-type powder. I just wanted to remind you that existed there.
I snort it.
Okay.
No, JK.
Evidence is gone.
What evidence comes out with this big mask all...
The goggles are all fogged up with this powdery residue. So right now the sun has gone down. And the only illumination is what's left of this dying fire in the middle of this busted up courtyard of this busted up castle. What would you like to do? Keep pushing on? What do you want to do?
Do you guys want to try to make camp here for the night? Or do you want to keep trying to pushing on and going forward?
I'm for pushing on, but I don't know. Has this been like a really... do we think this is the best place we have to rest before who knows how long, right?
Even though I'm hurting, we should push on. I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
If we've exhausted everything here, because it's all broken down, dilapidated. We can't see anything else. So, if anything, we should make camp if we want to, out in the woods somewhere.
little cold camp away from this? Because if this is their rendezvous to attack and kill us, then, I mean, last thing I want to do is hang out in the same spot.
Yeah, someone else probably knows that they came here for this reason. So,
Also, if anyone like passes by and they see this fucked up wagon and a bunch of dead bodies, and then we're just sleeping,
it's chill. It's chill.
Don't worry, we got him.
They're with us.
Yeah.
By any chance, did we ever get the name of the moving company?
No. No, we weren't looking for business cards or anything.
Do you remember the name of the main dude that was part of that, though?
I don't.
I don't. I thought I wrote it down, but I don't think I have
Ooh.
it. Kendra Steeler is what I put him down as.
Kendra Steeler.
We don't go by slang around here.
I don't think I have it. I have to check the archives.
Okay. So you don't have the guy's name?
Not on this current
Okay.
binder.
Nope.
Current binder, like you have it anyway.
Current.
Right.
Current binder.
Some other set of
It's
notes.
in my digital file.
I forgot. I backed it up to the cloud. I don't have the download PDF of that right now. So what do you guys want to do then? You want to keep moving on, or you want to stay here?
I think most of us wanted to move on.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
move on.
Okay.
Yeah, I say just move on toward the base of the mountains and see where we're at.
Okay. Where are you guys at, by the way?
that thing.
Okay.
Foot of the.
So you start moving away from Castle Landacci, start moving north. As you get closer to the magnificent Tusk Mountains, you could see their silhouette against the night sky. You have no doubt of their beauty, but everything else about this land is just gray and cursed. As you continue to move along to the east of this jagged barrier, you find yourself just south of Tamravina and just north of Lake Lias. That was the body of water that you guys had circumvented around. At this point, it's probably close to about 2 o'clock in the morning. You hear the wildlife. You haven't seen anybody on the road. Obviously, whoever's traveling these roads have long since made their camps. What do you guys want to do? Want to keep going?
Can we see the town from where we're at? Or, I mean, it looks like there's a town on the map. I'm just wondering
Yeah, it's
if we can see that from where we are.
You're probably the midpoint between those, but more in the northwestern portion, which is probably right there. So you know that it's to the north and east of your current position. Or actually, you may know it from the past, but
Maybe Alice also, because he traveled down
I
this way.
traveled down that way.
he did, actually. In fact, you can make a history check.
what's the name of the town?
Tamravina.
Jeez, I'm rolling shit. Sorry, what was I rolling for again?
History.
History. That's what I want to know. That is a 10.
That is a 10. You don't remember coming this way a while back. In fact, it's so dark, even with your elven eyesight, you don't recall any of these landmarks. You might recall a tree or a squirrel or something, but outside of that, you don't know. Maybe this wasn't the way you came when you entered Ravengrow.
I think I might have got us turned around a bit. I know the town is northwest from here, but I don't recall coming this far east.
What's northwest of your position?
Well, I think it's because I'm looking at it the other
Mountains.
way. Yeah. I'm looking at it the other direction. That's why I'm lost.
Yeah, 'cause
I know. I see it right there.
there you go. There's a bottle cap for you. Put that on the map.
I think I got us turned around. I don't recall exactly going so close to the base of the mountains, but I know that the town is northwest from here.
East.
Northeast from here. Damn it, this compass is broken.
It's west of the northeast.
It's west.
Erwin, what are you thinking?
So we can't see the town. We can't see like any lights or smoke.
You can see some lights ahead. It's really difficult to gauge the distance, though, because you have no source of perspective.
Yeah.
In other words, you don't know if those lights are 10 feet apart or 50 feet apart. You don't know if they're large lights, if they're small lights. Plus, the ground itself is starting to eke out this fog, this unnatural fog that seems to be inherent to the land of Ustalav.
I would be open to trying to walk towards this town and seeing if we could actually reach it. If not, maybe try to make camp somewhere along the way. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think we should just push for it, man. Let's go for the town.
We
Yeah,
push over the town?
Yeah,
Yeah.
going
Okay.
to the town would be good.
As you guys march on towards the town, it takes you about 45 minutes, almost an hour to get to the town itself. By that time, you notice that as the night has gone on and gotten deeper into the morning hours, the lights have started to wink off. Boom, boom, boom. You can tell people are starting to go to sleep. You come upon it, and you see that there's cold smoke rising from chimneys. You see that the whole town is basically quiet. It's just still, that morning stillness you get at 2:33 in the morning. It's just not light. It's still dark, but there's just a coldness to like everybody's asleep. You get the feeling.
The Vegas Strip at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Sure, but without the light.
Yeah.
So there's no lights whatsoever, right? It doesn't look like there's like an inn with some light open or some light still on.
Not from the peripheral of the town.
Okay.
You guys are still on the outside. You guys I'm assuming you guys haven't gone into the main street and looked around or whatever. So
No, but
No,
are,
not yet.
are there any walls or gates, or is it just open?
it looks like most of the buildings themselves are the perimeter wall, and then between those you see like slatted boards. You see some fencing between them to basically keep people corralled, and maybe they only have one or two entrances, you know, to make sure that people can't attack the town from all different sides, that they would be funneled through somehow.
Not very good defensive perimeters around here.
I say we just march into town. And
Yeah.
Set Tom Rex as an alarm. Walking in.
Okay, are you just stealthing in? You guys just tromping in? What are we doing here?
Just walking
I
in.
think, yeah,
Just
just
walking in.
Yeah.
down the main drag and
Yeah.
Okay, you guys cross through the archway that leads into town. You see it says Tamravina across the top. All manners welcome. Subsidiary of Ustalav's power company. You see it go through, and you see that there's buildings on the left, buildings on the right. You see further down there appears to be some lights coming from a porch of a large structure. Looks like the door's open. And as you guys start going about 50 feet down the road, you hear the clopping of horse feet.
Are you
And you
it's
hear a
not
horse
just
whinny.
coconuts?
You hear a horse, give me some bottle caps here, man. You hear a horse kind of whinnying, and then you hear this, whoa, whoa, whoa. Excuse me, you four. May I be of assistance directing you to where you need to be? You turn around, you see this imposing figure on a horseback. Appears to have some kind of a metal round shield on his chest, about 3 inches in diameter. And he looks down on you. Appears to be an older man.
Well, we were just traveling, and it was getting a bit dark. We didn't feel like camping out in the woods, so let's see if there was an inn here.
There's an inn
perhaps.
here, but most people don't travel these roads at 3 in the morning. Most honest folk don't.
We've been traveling for a while. We kind of lost track of time. See, we're a merry bunch of people, right?
Yeah.
And we all got lost in telling
Yep.
stories, and now
He looks at the four of you. He just notices the four of you. So where are you from? Where have you came from?
well, I myself have come from many places. I'm a traveling doctor.
Tonight. Where are you from tonight?
Ravengrow.
Ravengrow.
Yes,
To
sir.
the south, right?
Correct. Southwest.
Actually, it's direct south.
We don't get many visitors from Ravengrow. What brings you through this town?
We're currently on our way to Lepidstadt. We just, like my friend said, we lost track of time and unfortunately got misdirected.
Lepidstadt, huh? That explains you traveling this hour in the morning. Apparently there's some big deal going on up there in that city. They got some fool on trial up there. They're trying to get everybody up there to... I guess they have a destination to go watch this poor creature burn alive in the Punishing Man. But
Ah, yes, we read something about that on some parchment. Again, what was the sir that was going on trial? What was his name?
I don't know. It just appears to be some kind of a creature or some stupid monstrosity. I don't know how they think it has the ability to defend itself or whatnot, but it's basically turned that Lepidstadt into a hot pocket up here. Basically, everybody and their mother is going to it. If you're looking for a place to stay in the inn, by the way, I'm afraid Minnie's will run out of rooms in that place. She's even renting out floor space. We've had a lot of people come through here.
Well, anywhere safe to sleep would be better than sleeping out in the woods.
Well, I don't know how safe things are, but if you want, you could settle up in the stables down the street. It's the head on the right.
All right.
Just tell Red I sent you.
Red. And you are exactly?
I'm the sheriff.
Oh, Sheriff. You wouldn't happen to know our friend Sheriff Kaler, would you?
Kayla, yeah, is he still a fucking drunk?
Oh, yes.
He was once my deputy, and I just,
Did Kaler come from this town?
Well, like your friend the doctor over here in this plague mask, he came from a lot of different places. He just happened to settle in here for a while, and unfortunately his habits became a bit too much for the office that we hold here. So if you see Jim, tell him, hey.
Will do. Tell him his buddy, the sheriff, says hi.
Great. Anyways, I got to continue my patrol. Go see Red. He'll set you up. So he trots off.
A lot of these sheriffs don't like giving their names.
No.
No.
Play private.
So you guys make your way down to the stable. You see this some old man just kind of hanging out in like a soft chair, hanging out by the horses, and he wakes up and, hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Hey,
What you fuckers doing here?
Red, we were seeking out for you. We
Oh,
heard you
damn.
had some openings for a place for us to stay.
And where'd you hear that from?
Oh, your good buddy
Sheriff.
sheriff.
The sheriff sent you down this way. Well, I guess settle yourself up in stall number 4. Don't wake up the people in stall number 2 or 3, and it's going to be 15 silver for the night.
All right.
Each or for everyone?
Why'd you
Nah,
have that?
why?
Well, of course, it's going to be for everyone. Very, very observant man you are.
How about we call it 3 gold and we're even?
Okay. He tries to count, but you notice he's missing fingers on his hands.
How's he gonna get to 10?
He's going to be a few digits short. That's fine. Give me the 3 gold in. Want you out by morning, though.
We overpaid by so much.
Yeah.
I thought it was 10 to 1. I thought it was metric system, silver to gold.
Yeah, but I think we're supposed to be just 15 silver for all of us.
Yeah.
I know, but that's why I said when he asked.
Yeah, no,
then-
even
yeah.
after he was corrected.
At least I saved us some money by saying we'll pay gold.
No, we did. We
No,
paid
we
twice
like
as
paid
much.
twice as much, I think.
So he holds his hand out.
Really?
He waits
It was
for
15
It was
for all of
15
us,
for all of us.
is what he
15
said.
silver.
The second.
No, I thought you said it was per person.
No, afterwards he said 15
It
for
was
all
originally 15 for all of you, and he said per person. He said, yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. Well, there's 4 of you, so 15. That's 60 silver.
Oh.
That's still
So
less.
I got
100.
50% off.
No, it's 100 silver for, no. 100,
it's
10
metric
silver.
10 silver.
10 silver.
But you did say. I thought I heard you say 15 for all of you, which
No.
sounds like it's just.
No, that's the thing. He said, oh, when he asked, is it
Yeah.
per person or for all of us? He said, oh, no, it's per person.
No, he said all of you.
Originally. Yeah, I said, okay,
You said
that'll
it
be
twice.
15. I said, that'll be 15 silver. And he said, is that per person? And I, oh, yeah.
That's when fucking.
Ah, God damn it.
Anyway, regardless,
So he takes his 3 gold,
at the end of the day, we did pay too much.
shows you stall number 4. Be out by 6.
Can we
It's
get
like
a late
5 o'clock.
Goes
checkout?
away.
Wait, 6?
Of the next day?
Of the morning, yes.
PM.
Yeah.
AM.
Get our money back.
It's only 3 hours.
Well, you can count, but you can't bargain. Why would you want to stay here that late anyways? The horses, they get up at 5, 5:30, start moving.
We might need an extra day in town. So what if we
Pay in
pay you
advance.
what we agreed to, but we get the extra time, and we won't make a mess like some of these other drunks do?
Okay. Yeah. For the same stall, right? All 4 of you in the same stall.
Yes, 3 gold for roughly 36 hours.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And then I want you out.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll treat it
people-
like an Airbnb. I'll fold up all the
Yeah.
pillows.
People in line waiting to sleep in this place. And you see him walk off, kind of chuckling. So you guys have a bunch of hay on the floor. Smells half like horse piss.
Mostly like horse shit.
Yeah.
No, he gets that out and leaves the piss in there.
It seeps into
So the
wooden
morning-
floor.
The morning comes up. Figure you guys, you're probably transing, right?
Trancing in the nude.
Oh yeah. You see him just watching you over the stall door. Sun comes up. People start milling about the streets. You see people come that have their horses. People kind of look at you oddly as they mount their horses and ride out of the stables, out onto the street, take them out to their fields and stuff. What do you guys want to do?
Explore to the town.
Well, we can sleep in, can't we?
Yeah.
We have it for like the whole day. Oh, I mean,
Well, we have it for 36
Yeah, 36 hours.
I would assume by the time we get up and get going, it's probably close to dinner time of the next day. Because I need 8 hours if we're doing a full rest.
8 hours would be what, like 11? It would just be like 11 a.m.
You guys
yeah.
could keep crashing. I mean, it's not like it's out in the sun.
That's true. We'll
Yeah.
call it midday.
Start adventuring, getting
We can
up
have
at midday.
brunch.
So eventually, everybody takes these horses out and let you guys be in peace. You guys come back, wake up around noon or so. What do you want to do?
Let's explore the town.
Yeah.
So you guys head on out into the town. You notice it looks just like Raven Grove, but on a larger scale. And also without what appears to be the problems that Raven Grove had.
Drunken sheriffs.
Haunts
Oh,
floating through the streets and shit.
Why didn't literally everyone in Raven Grove just move one day up? It's fucking morons.
So tell me what you want to do.
Well, the doctor wants to head toward the town center
Okay.
and see if there's any like apothecary shop, another doctor, or something like that.
As you make your way to the center of town, you notice that it's set up like a hub, very similar to the previous town, like I mentioned. Most of the stores are kind of closed at this point. Even though it's the middle of the day, the stores are closed. You see that there is an apothecary.
is it siesta?
Bank holiday.
Yeah.
It's closed. You see that the saloon is closed. You see like the tackle shop is closed.
Tackle shop. Want to go fishing?
I don't know, about 80% of the stores are closed.
Are there any signs on the clothes?
I just say closed.
Can we see what is open?
Sure. As you go and make a perception check. Unless you
All
want to
of
go
us?
door to door. Sure. Everybody. What do you got, Erwin?
13.
13. Doc.
25.
Tonarx.
10.
10.
10. Erwin and the doc, you notice that the inn is open. You notice that the jailhouse is open. And you notice that the stable is open. And there's a general store that is open as well. Everything else appears to be closed.
What is it? All the essential stores?
Possibly.
COVID hit.
The COVID hit.
Essential workers
Face
only.
mask required to enter the.
Okay. The doctor's going to make his way over toward the general store.
Okay. You look inside. You do see somebody appears to be trying to stock some shelves, but for the majority of all the shelves, they're completely cleaned out. There's nothing on them.
Well, I'll come back to the group and relay that information and say, it seems like we came to Tamravina at the wrong time. People have come in and this place has been, bought out. There's nothing open. Maybe everyone else is going to Lepidstadt.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
Well, the sheriff did mention a big hype up there. It's a shame that we can't pick up some resources while we're here.
I mean, we can still check, but those shelves look pretty barren.
How are things set up? Is it people could like live on top of their shops, like they have living quarters on above their shops, or is it just shops
Only
are by themselves?
some of the major stores, like the general store,
Yeah.
the tackle store, obviously the inn.
Uh-huh.
How big is
jail-
how big is the inn?
The inn's 2-story. It looks approximately 50 feet square. So you figured it probably has like maybe 10 rooms on the second floor, and who knows how many on the first floor.
Let's head into the inn, see if anyone's there.
There's always going to be drunks in the inn.
You know what?
Oh, I
good
said the
drunk
saloon
is?
was closed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, at the end, there still might
Yeah.
be people
Yeah.
drinking and
you know what drunks and kids have in common?
great stories.
No fathers.
Diapers?
Ooh, shit.
Well, maybe that. Well,
Everybody's demons are just
Damn.
walking out right now.
I'll say they always tell the truth. Some version of it. Maybe we might be able to get some information. See what this creature that's being trialed in Lepidstadt is.
Yeah, we can go try and figure out information, but just so far, I don't think there's much here for us.
Well, worst thing we can get is a mimosa to go.
Roadie sody.
Roadie soda.
So what would you like to do?
We're gonna make our way to the inn.
You go to the end. The door's open. same as it was last night. You see this short lady in there. She's sweeping up the floor, trying to keep the place clean, and it still looks like it's been trampled through.
Is she alone?
She appears to be alone. She's just downstairs. You see the staircase in the back that most likely leads up to the suites upstairs. She appears to be mumbling to herself. Every time I turn around, trying to sweep this place, the place gets dirty again.
All right, the doctor will call it to her innkeeper.
Oh, jeez. Not more of you. What am I going to... All the rooms are already rented out. We have nothing left in the pantry. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
We're not here for that. We came into town last night. It's just...
So did everybody else, it seems.
I know, so we're looking for information. Why... I mean, we've heard of the news from Lepidstadt, but...
Of course you have. Everybody has.
But it was just a run on the town. Everyone came in and...
Well, most of the people are heading towards Lepidstadt to go see this trial. In fact, the majority of the people that even live in this town got caught up in the fever and headed up to Lepidstadt. And I got to give you this, Doc, because you made the connection. So there's your first gold doubloon of book 2.
Yeah.
Woo!
They basically just ran me out of supplies.
Well, that's a shame, but, I mean, being my friends and companion, as I point to Town Racks.
I was going to make a perception check on you, Town Racks.
High and high.
Well, we're going to be here for the next day just while we recuperate before we head back out on the road.
She sees Tonrax and takes a step back a little. She says, I don't mind you being in town, but I'm afraid I can't have a warforged on my premises. I'm sorry.
Is it okay if he just stands outside on the patio?
I would prefer if he left town, actually. I don't know how the sheriff allowed him in, but the feeling is pretty much mutual here. The warforged did horrible things years ago to this town, and I was just a little girl at the time, but a lot of us haven't forgot. A lot of us lost a lot of loved ones. You fucking metal piece of shit.
Whoa.
Did that come out of my mouth? Oh.
Times have changed, lady. You just can't spurt these things out like that.
I understand. Tonrax, can you...
I'm metal American.
I mean, he's been reformed. We found him and have trained him better. It's been years since his programming made him go all haywire with you guys. Is it okay? I mean, look at him.
I have been incident-free for 4 days.
Can you make facial expressions?
No.
Leave the 4 days.
Damn it. That's because they put on your puppy dog face.
She walks up to you, Doc. She's about 4'6". She's just an old, osteo, beaten thing. Walks up to you with her broom and looks at you and she says, please don't take this the wrong way, but I'd rather have a ghoul like you in here than that.
Well, I mean, we'll get going, but do you have any juicy gossip to share, or does anyone need healing in town? I am a traveling doctor.
I'm sorry to say, but most of the town is gone. There's maybe 8 of us left in the town. And I think as far as all the visitors, they're staying under my roof or under Red's stables. And I don't know. I would assume that the sheriff probably just agreed because he's not much of a fighter. And maybe if he just said okay to you, it would look like he was still calling the shots, giving orders.
Well, of the other people left in town is some of my human my companions that still pump blood in them and not oil need some supplies. Is there anyone we can visit? I saw the general store seem pretty barren.
I'm sorry, but it seems like most of the townsfolk took the supplies with them, and unfortunately the guests that came through town, they tried to take what was left, but there wasn't much. There was certainly no more TP. There was no more hand wipes. There's no more baby cream, diapers. It's like a plague came through here, some kind of a virus possibly.
PTSD from going to the store 2 months ago.
It's seeping into the pod.
Well, you have a good day, man. Let's, Erwin, Oust, Tonrax, let's leave her be in this, pigsty that she has.
You definitely won't stay in here now. Please excuse yourselves. She turns her back on you and goes back to sweeping again.
So I would assume we're back at the town circle.
Yeah, we're back in the hub now.
Back in the hub. Sheriff, all the
I
stores
mean,
are
there's
closed.
nothing here, it seems like.
Yeah.
Other than Brian keeps rolling dice, so I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
Waiting for a number to come up.
where we all die.
Let's try a different die. Oh, look at that. You see, coming down the street, an imposing figure on horseback. You remember it's the sheriff from last night. And he makes a beeline right towards you. He comes before and he stops, pulls back on the reins, and he looks down at you and you four, and he says, "Thought you'd be moving on by now." Still hasn't noticed you yet, Tonrax.
It's not very perceptive. Well,
Doesn't like anybody that drinks more than he does.
Yeah.
well, we showed up late, so we paid for the next day. So we want to see some sights, but there's no sights in this town.
I could have told you that a few hours ago.
Well, you didn't.
Why didn't you tell us that?
I tried to dissuade you from staying in town by having you sleep in a stables. You don't think that's a hint?
It's better than sleeping in the woods.
You don't know our standards.
We're bougie as fuck.
That's a good point.
That's all right. You don't know what I've been through.
Well,
Yeah, even sleeping in a stable is better than the shit I put up with.
well, let me just give you the lowdown on the town. Basically, it's a skeleton of a town right now. Everybody has left to go to Lepidstadt. You said you're on the way to Lepidstadt, according to this elf of yours. The most I could suggest is to just clear out. There's nothing in this town for you. There's nothing here.
I think
There's all of about 9 of us remaining here. Just make sure that the roofs don't burn off the buildings and the coyotes don't come in and kill the other cats and shit.
Oh no, that's horrible. Do people normally lock their doors?
When they leave, yes.
Oh, damn it. It's going
What's your
different way
alignment?
with it. Resources, man.
I
Well, if there's
guess-
nothing else here, I
Yeah,
mean,
do
there
you
would have
guys
been a
just wanna-
blacksmith I would have liked to see,
Tonrex,
but-
you want to add anything? Make yourself known?
I don't think it's a good idea to make myself known right now.
That's right.
So, at
Is
least
there a
it's-
wig store here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have fucking IG-88 hanging out behind us.
I have to see if I could get like a Star Wars mini that is of IG-88.
That'd be
I
pretty
imagine
sweet.
that's how we would be, where
Yeah.
it's like someone talks behind him, his head just swivels around. Yeah, so
Do you guys just want to keep pushing forward? Just screw what we paid for the night. Just,
yeah, or we can try and get the money back,
I mean, yeah, we could.
or we just want to say fuck it.
I mean, we can try. It wouldn't hurt.
I say fuck
I
it.
said fuck
Yeah,
it.
let's go.
All right.
Because doing that, it's going to be a long, drawn-out thing, and probably require killing half of the 8 that are left in town. So,
Give us our money back.
And you got to remember, this town was twice as big as Raven Grove.
Yeah.
You know, and there's
Yeah.
only 8 people left. So
Horrible
but-
Yelp reviews.
What was the population
But-
of Ravengrove? Do you remember? It was like 200 people?
Nah, I thought there was more than that.
I'd have to look at the book, but I could get that for you next
I
week.
don't
It
remember.
was less than 500, though.
Yeah.
but based on the map, it looks bigger because one of these buildings has a steeple.
Yeah. Also, there's more than 4 of them.
Yeah.
That must mean something.
So, I mean, Oust, we've been traveling the way that you came from. You still think the best way is through the mountains?
I know if we go north, there's a few fields that we can go through. I wouldn't say through the mountains, but at least at the foothills of the mountains was roughly where I came from.
Make either a history or a nature check, Faust.
Shit. Nature or history? History. All right, we're going to do history, and that is a 9.
9.
9.
Getting rid of this one.
He's basically worthless. I think somebody that never passed through here probably could have made a perception.
It was dark.
It was dark.
tired.
My eyes were closed. My eyes were closed the
I
whole
was
time.
trancing.
I was laying on Talos's back as we walked.
Would I assume you came through the woods?
You could assume whatever
I
you want
mean,
about
yeah.
druids.
You assume either way.
Make a history check, Doc. You too, Erwin.
17.
Got 17 on the die.
Oh, both of you remember that Oust showed up with Talos. He didn't come into Ravengrow alone. They came in together.
Horrible directions.
Maybe Talos led the way. And now it's just
Some
kind of
druid you are.
fucking around behind.
I think maybe the whole
didn't wanna
table's
stop for
wondering when
directions.
Talos is coming back.
I don't want to stop for directions. I know where I'm going. Talos, don't tell me where we're going.
So what do you guys want to do? You want to keep moving on? Or
Well, I was asking Oust if we should go back. It looks like there's a road back toward the mountains or over some of the foothills. Just keep heading north because that's where we know we have to go. Like Lepidstadt, from my maps, tell me it's directly north, but I don't know what kind of terrain that is.
well, unless Tonrex has been down this way 50 some odd years ago, because that's how long you've been down.
Yeah.
Oust is probably your best
That's
bet.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
But where did you come from, Erwin?
Good question.
It's possible that the doc is totally unfamiliar with what goes on north of Ravengrow. Where did you come from, though, Erwin?
I'm going to say he came from Barstow.
Barstow.
What is that?
Barstow.
Barstow.
It's better than Baco.
Cooking
at
meth.
least.
Barstow.
I don't know. Is it better
Barstola.
than Baco? Which one's better?
Bastoy.
Bristol.
Bastoy.
I was going to say, you could roll a direction dice. And
I got one. Fuck
oh,
it.
fuck it.
Came from the
Southeast.
Well, that's where the doc came from.
That way?
So someplace over here, then? Or you want to go with Barstoli? Barstoy. Stoy? Barstoy.
I'll say I came from Caliphas.
Caliphus?
I thought you said you were about to say California.
Okay.
It's
Cali,
from here.
bro.
It's at Calais. Oh, it came from
So
France.
mark that down there, Callie. So neither one of you have been north of Ravengrow either, then?
No.
Okay.
This is all unfamiliar.
This is
Oust is the
territory.
only one, but unfortunately our guide.
So the amnesiac is leading the fucking party right now.
All right, character trait. Here
Okay.
we go. Druid that's bad with directions.
Well, you see to the north of town is the exit, as opposed to the entrance, which was from the south of town.
I really don't feel like walking through the mountains, so if no one else is opposed, it looks like as I look north from the town, there's some rolling hills, but it's a lot better than the craggy peaks off to our west.
Yeah, but
So where are we at?
we're,
Like, are we at
we're
the
trying to go
north?
here, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a problem. We don't really want to go in the mountains anyway.
Yeah.
What does the north gates out look like? Like, is there a bigger trail heading out towards the east?
It's
checking
like
that.
it's like northeast, somewhere along that line. It just looks like it opens out into an open plain. You can see, like what the doc said, there's rolling hills ahead of you, and you could forge your way however you want to.
Okay. Well, if everyone made way, I would assume that there'd be, can I make a...
Oh, which
What are you
gate
gonna make?
has traffic?
Yeah, like which way has heavy traffic? Because I would assume that
had heavy traffic.
had heavy traffic.
Oh, okay.
Because I would
Okay.
assume people would take
So-
wagons and stuff like that if they cleaned out the whole town.
Yeah,
they
that
would
makes
have
sense.
to take
Yeah.
essentials.
Well, you can make either an insight or a nature check.
Do nature. Damn it.
God, you fucking suck.
I know, that's an 8.
Jeez.
Rolling shit.
You're just sitting looking at the dirt on your feet. You have no fucking idea.
What if I put my ear to the ground?
You hear Tonrex breathing slowly.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
And the sheriff's just up on his horse looking at you. What is wrong with this elf? Does he need to be
Sheriff.
arrested? Is he drunk in public?
Oh, man.
Yes.
When most people left the town, which gate did they leave through?
The north. I mean, obviously, Ustalav is beautiful this time of year, but Lepidstadt is to the north.
No one else is opposed. We'll just head
Oh, no.
No,
Yeah.
just
true
go
north.
North,
Just
north,
fuck
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Due north.
Leroy Jenkins in.
All right, Leroy's. Tell me what you're going to do.
Once more into the breach.
That's right. I'm marching.
So you leave the northern gate. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You move, you see to the west the mountain range of the Tusk Mountains. Now it's daytime. And they look just as ominous as they did in the evening, only they just look jagged and hellacious. As you start moving through these rolling hills, trees all about you, Alice, why don't you go ahead and make another nature check or history check?
Take it. That is 13.
13. A lot of this area looks familiar to you, but you just can't pinpoint if you've been through it. One tree looks almost the same to all you discriminating elves.
Seen one tree, seen them all.
That's right.
The classic druid phrase.
But one thing you do notice is that there appears to be no traffic on the road whatsoever. You guys seem to be alone on the roads.
Do I notice any rut marks from
Oh, yeah.
other wagons or?
Oh yeah, they're eventually.
Like it's been well traveled, but there's no one else around.
Yeah, they had quite the head start on us.
As everybody left Tamravina, you see that there was wide tracks and trails that moved, and they all seem to converge into maybe a span of 100 feet wide, where you could see that you're moving along with these trails, and it appears to be a well-traversed road, and you see deep grooves of wagon wheels and whatnot, horse hooves, plenty of footprints, and they all appear to be going north along this particular road.
Well, it seems like we're following the caravan here.
As you guys continue moving on, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, a couple hours, eventually the sun starts dipping down, starts getting dark. Eventually the sun passes down behind the Tusk Mountains. Darkness settles in on you. It's hard to tell how far away you guys are. You've passed several ruins of other structures, similar to the castle Andachi. Just places that have been blasted. Nothing left of them. At this point, it's late. It's dark. What do you guys want to do?
Have we seen any signs of other campsites or abandoned fire or bonfires?
Make a perception check.
I'm gonna check. Too.
Yeah, I'll also look.
Yes. It's a 19 on the die. That is
Erwin.
12.
Talk.
15.
15.
15.
23.
Everyone notices that along the way you've seen rough-made fire pits. And as you've moved along, you've noticed a lot of these. And Alice, you not only do you notice these, but it almost seems as though whoever made these fires put them out with a fervor. Sand has been dumped on the logs. Like they just wanted to rest just long enough to catch their breath and then keep going. Like the way they put these fires out, they didn't just let the fires burn out. They put them out. And it's not just like one fire pit, it's like a multitude of them.
I don't believe whoever set these campfires here stayed long. It seems like they might have just taken an hour or two nap and left in a hurry, as if they were going to miss the big event in Lepidstadt.
Well, that's not good. We're already behind everybody else, so should we move faster?
I mean, I'm okay with moving further.
Yeah. Just power through.
I mean, I don't know whether it was they were in a rush or they scooted out because they feared of sleeping in the woods.
Are there any signs of like skirmishes or fights or something amongst the campfires?
No, not at all.
Okay.
In fact, sometimes you see like multiple fire pits, but maybe have burned at different intervals.
Okay.
People are just stopping off on the side of the road, making a camp, catching their breath, maybe making something hot to eat, and then getting back on the road again.
Okay. Okay.
Cooking up their Hot Pockets.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do? Want to keep rolling? Keep moving on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think, do we want to pick up the pace?
Yeah, we could pick up the pace. I mean, what's the downside of picking up the pace?
I don't know. Probably less sneaky.
Less sneaky, or
There's something
do we
else
get
that goes along with
fatigued
that.
I don't know
with
if exhaustion would come.
Yeah.
a level of exhaustion?
There you go.
Yeah. Like if we moved it like just jogging that whole time,
We don't.
If we want to risk that.
Can we see the town that's ahead of us yet?
I was going to ask the same thing.
I don't think
Like-
I can see the town ahead of you.
I can't see what it's called.
What's that called? Cortal?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, French.
You guys are close to that on the map. You guys haven't seen it yet, though. That's one of the unfortunate benefits of having a wide open map in front of you, is that if you haven't got there yet. But
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because we're going through all the hills leading up to
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Okay.
be harder to find it.
But like the doctor said, it seems like we're already running late.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we should stop at another town or just figure out how to. We know
Go
it's
past
to
the
the
town.
north. Just run. Are you Lepidstadt? No. Just keep going. Kind of thing.
Yeah. A
But that's
Lepidstadt or
gonna-
bust type situation.
Yeah. We break for nobody.
Okay, so you guys move on. Right? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Are we moving at an accelerated pace? Do we all agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree
Go.
on that.
Yeah.
Okay. As you continue on, you notice along the skyline, you pass several rural farms that basically checker this rocky ground all about you, all of which seem to form some sort of a circle surrounding a cloister of cork-like towers that seem to stretch off. There's something about them seems off, just seems wrong. And they all seem to spiral towards a center hub of some type.
How far away is it?
It's probably about maybe 1,000 yards off. You're still a good deal away from it, but you can't mistake the outlines of these little farming things. But these towers they reach right up into the sky. They basically block out a lot of the stars that you see above you.
Again, perception for tracks, wagon wheels, all that stuff. See if we're still on the right road.
Make it with a disadvantage
Okay.
because you guys are at night.
I've been rolling at a disadvantage all night, anyways. So
I got 13.
13.
All right.
You don't see anything different than what you guys have noticed before, other than. Did you take anything, Doc? Did you make a?
No, I just rolled for myself, and
Okay.
the doctor is drawn, like, those towers
Okay.
interest him. Kind of looking at those as
Okay.
I'm walking along.
All right. You guys keep walking towards them, though, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, if everyone
I
else
think
is
so.
down.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I saw them, I kind of just, like, turned on my heel. Ooh, what's that?
These large corkscrew-like towers just have an odd, eerie resonance to them. They almost feel hauntingly quiet. Even from this distance and in this, underneath the semi-moonlight that you are using as illumination, they look like crusted, porous bone that seems to corkscrew and twist into the sky. Very high. I mean, it's hard to gauge how high these things reach into the sky.
Well, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Would Tonrix know this place exists? Does it have like a common name or something that people would have referred to?
Go and make a history check.
10.
10.
I rolled a fucking 4.
Can the doctor do an Arcana check by any chance to see if it's
Sure.
something he's read about?
Sure.
actually, I want to do the same thing for if I pass by this
21.
21. What are we going to do?
area.
The doctor feels like it's a magical place. That's why.
I wanted to see if I recall going past this place or hearing things on my travel down.
Okay. What'd you get for that?
That would be insight. That would be
History.
12. History. Okay, that would be 11 then.
11. Either one of those, you don't ever recall seeing these. Doc, these don't look have anything to do with Arcana at all. In fact, it eludes you how these things were created, what drove them to spiral and reach up to the sky. Whether they were born from the ground or created by some other means, maybe some godlike means. Who knows?
We got a side quest, boys. You said it's about 1,000 yards away from us.
It is about 1,000 yards away.
So
But
it's
these things, they reach high into the sky.
Yeah. So
But they
it's-
all these rural farms seem to spiral towards these things. And you just see them just jutting up into the sky.
I mean, it's only a little over half a mile away. So I'd say it's about a mile to go see it, check it out, and come back to the main road. But I'm interested in checking
Yeah,
it out.
I
Is
say
anyone
we.
else?
I say we look at it. Look at it.
So you can't hurt.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, it could hurt, but it's fine.
Okay, so what do we want to do? You guys want to head down towards...
Yeah, we
Those
want to check
things-
it out.
Yeah, toward like the center of the spirals, right?
Okay.
Yep.
As you get closer towards the center of the spirals, you notice that there appears to be dwellings, like homes. But even from this distance, They look completely quiet.
Any lights on?
Nope.
So everyone's asleep, or assume.
Well,
Does it look like it's asleep, or does it look abandoned? Like it doesn't look like people have been maintaining.
well, it's hard to tell from this distance. Plus,
Okay.
it's late at night.
Okay.
I would assume out of character, it's probably abandoned.
Yeah, that's my assumption, but I wanted to
Yeah.
know what the DM said.
Okay.
All right, just push in. Let's just see.
Yep.
If anything, we can make camp here for a night.
At the haunted place? At the scary looking fucking thing?
Dude, we came from Raven Grove.
Yeah, it's a
That's
step
true.
up.
Yeah.
So as you move into the center of this town, you see that all these buildings are closed. All the doors are closed. All the shutters are closed. In the center, though, you notice there appears to be two what look like wells. They're about 6 feet apart from one another.
When we get
Older?
30, no, when we get 30 feet within it, I would actually like to detect magic on it.
Okay. Why don't you explain to the listeners detect magic?
Okay, it's actually a ritual, so it'll take me 10 minutes to cast, but it gives me the sense of presence of magic within 30 feet. If you sense magic in the way, you can use an action to see fate auras around a visible creature or an object.
Okay. You notice that the left one, the one obviously to your left, doesn't seem to emit anything, but the right side appears to be glowing softly towards you.
Okay, after trancing and concentrating on my rituals in the nude.
You actually have to get naked to do this ritual. This works best.
This is how it works. You gotta be one with nature, okay?
Yeah, we're
Fully
used to this
naked.
point. We're walking, all of a sudden he just strips down. All right.
He's doing
Just
something.
give me 10 minutes.
Give him an hour. Just let him be.
I gotta feel the magic on my skin.
I'll let everyone know.
How far away are you
Is that
from it?
before or after you get dressed?
I'm getting dressed now. As I'm getting dressed, you know.
While I'm hanging dong. Hey, guys.
As I'm getting dressed. Hey,
You ever seen a starfish like this?
check this out. Does this look normal to you? Especially a physician. Doc, get over here. Like,
And bring Ermin. We're gonna need some oil.
let's just say 25 feet away from it.
Okay.
I'll tell everyone that I'm sensing some magic over by the right well. It's giving a soft glow. I'm getting a feeling that there is some magical presence there.
Now, from 25 feet, you notice there's something draped over the sides of it, like stemming from the top of the well and like draped over the sides.
Okay. It appears that there's might be something draped over the well. I just can't get a good look at it.
Like in strands, large strands of maybe 2 feet in diameter, and there's multiple of them.
Before we approach, can I cast a Divine Sense
Okay,
to kind of see if there's any like entities?
sure. Is it just, you just do it?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't detect anything.
I'm worried these are webs.
I kind of have a feeling it's something like that too. Or the girl from the ring.
Or the girl from the.
I mean, I'm proficient in Arcana.
Yeah.
Alice told me it's something magical.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going
he-
to look at
he
it from
felt
the
something.
same distance and see if I can glean anything else with Arcana, or...
You just detect a glow as well from there. You guys are still from a distance. Everyone make a perception check also.
Just send the robot in.
Yeah, I was
Well,
gonna say I was gonna go.
I was going to say
Oh,
before
Jesus,
sending the
that
robot in,
sucks.
I wanted to try one more thing.
Erwin.
18.
Oh,
13.
Doc already said he sucked.
Yeah.
I sucked two.
Okay. What were you going to try real
That
fast?
was going to be 9.
Okay.
But I actually want to produce flame and send it over towards the well.
Okay. As you're
Shot
doing,
across
as you're
the
doing
bow.
that,
Yeah.
Tonrex, you and Erwin catch something out of the corner of your eye at one of the structures. It was hard to tell because you weren't focusing on that, but out of your peripheral vision, you noticed something
Let's see.
at the house that's closest to you.
House that's closest to us.
Did anyone else see that?
Now, as you're doing that, Oust, you send your flame down to do what with it?
Just light up the area, get a better vision
Okay,
of
and you're
everything.
how far away from it?
I'm 25 feet.
25 feet. As this thing sails over the well on the right, illuminate, poof, you notice that what appear to be draping over it are these large chains.
Oh.
They're like a foot and a half, 2 feet in diameter, just shackled, going all the way into the ground. And on top of the well appears to be this large iron plate, about 2 inches thick, the ring on top, and these chains are going through that ring and keeping this lid down.
Well, whatever magical presence is there, I think they're trying to keep it locked away. Who's standing next to me, Doc?
I think
I think you're just talking to yourself.
No, I think we're all pretty much just standing in a
Yeah, we're all pretty
group.
close to each
Now,
other.
Tonrex, you and Erwin notice something
Yeah.
off to your left at the dwelling that's closest to you.
Tonrix is just going to move to it. His eyes like turn red and just move straight to that door.
Okay, you see the door.
Everyone will follow Tom Rex.
Okay.
Too.
You going to the door, or what are you doing?
Yeah, to the door.
Okay. It's closed at this point.
I'll attempt to open the door. It could be locked, obviously, but
It's locked, but make a perception check, you two. Are you with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
ooh, 1.
16.
16. Erwin, you hear what appears to be like a child say, "Mommy, they're trying to get in." Be quiet, darling. They'll go away soon.
Tom Rex, it sounds like it's a family in there.
There's a family of them.
Time to eat.
Yeah,
Time to feast.
it's worse than I thought.
I almost got you on that drink.
Give me that secret recipe.
So when I hear that, I'm actually going to knock on the door.
Go away.
Hello?
Go away, please.
We mean you no harm. We're just
Go away.
curious.
Go away, please. We've had enough of you.
What do you mean? We just got here.
You're the shotgun rack.
Oh, shit.
Only warning I need.
They just remain quiet inside. Door remains locked.
What do you think, Tom Rex? Do we just leave him be?
Ask him what is in the well.
What are you trying to keep down in the well?
Little Timmy.
Persuasion?
Make a persuasion check. That doesn't work. There's always intimidation.
Intimidation. If you do intimidation, I will try and help you.
4.
4. You're met with silence.
Time to lube down. Grease
Lube up.
Lube
You gotta
up.
slide under the door. Go on like a fin. Push me through.
Doesn't seem like they want to talk to us. Doesn't seem like they want to do anything with us. They want us to go away. Tom Rex,
We can see what is in the well ourselves.
yeah.
Okay.
And then Tonrix just moves like straight to the well.
Now you notice that the chains themselves are extremely rusted.
Am I, let's see. How far away is everyone else?
Well, the doctor was
That's
standing
always
next
what
to
I wanted to know.
Yeah.
because I was kind of mesmerized by the flare he sent off. Ooh,
So we're still like about 25 feet away from the well itself. We haven't gone further to investigate.
let's move as a group.
Oust and the doc are still at the well. Tonrex
But
and
you
Erwin
guys were never
aren't
next
there.
to the well, right? You guys were a couple of...
We're 25 feet away.
No, I'm
from the
saying,
well.
yeah, that's what I'm
we're
saying.
closer to the well than what you guys were at
Yeah.
Yeah,
originally.
if you guys come back, we can all just move as a group.
Okay, I think 25 feet's close enough.
Besides, I have a flame
Yeah.
orb like hanging over, so it's illuminating.
Okay. Does it look like there's any obvious way to undo the chains other than brute force, like breaking them?
The way that they're holding this plate down,
Yeah.
they like are drilled into the ground beside the well. Like there's one chain that goes from one side to the other, and then another one that crosses over it and goes into the ground as well. So it's 2 chains, but they're held down in 4 different points.
Okay, and then you can't really see past the plate into the well. I
No,
assume.
it makes
No, he
a
said
perfect
it's
seal.
it's like a 2-inch thick plate.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's fucking thick.
Yeah.
But it is rusted.
Okay.
Looks like
Yeah,
it's been out
something
there
that
for a
might
while.
work, but I think it only produces one of them.
Who can produce thermite?
I cannot produce thermite.
I was gonna say spike growth. I got one of those, but I think it only produces 1 spike per spell per
I might be able to create a grease fire.
grease fire. That's true.
Fortunately, we don't have a cleric. We can't heat metal.
Or a bard. Wait, druids can heat metal.
Yeah, we can
He
heat
can do
metal,
it. He's
but-
got heat metal, but I mean,
I have
But
it,
you
but
don't
I don't have
have
it.
it
I don't have it.
prepared.
the tensile strength on that though.
It's probably it's rusted already, so it might not be great. So we can probably try and just beat on it until it breaks.
Thank God we have 4 of the strongest characters. We only have.
Just don't ask me for directions.
Well, actually, I don't know.
I think strength is the
what's
dump
Ton-
stat of everyone around this table right now.
No.
Tom Rex.
No,
Tom Rex should be
Irwin.
straight.
He beats people at Orzier's dex.
I think you have more strength than
Is
him.
it
Yeah,
strength
yeah, I
or
think I'm-
dex what you use?
Technically, I have more strength. Yeah.
What's
I've
Tonrax
got like
at?
13 strength, so it's not great, but
12.
What are we doing?
I think Tonrex is going to attack it with the arm blade unless anyone has better ideas. I mean, I
Okay.
think we have a person with a hammer, but Tonrex is next to it.
No, we should use a hammer. A blade wouldn't work, I don't think.
Yeah, I could play
Potentially
hot
not,
cross
but
buns off.
Literally,
my,
that's all I
flute.
have.
Oh yeah, you still have that flute. I was thinking about that the other day.
My flute. Weirdo.
Creep. Can't wait to work with you tomorrow.
No, but
Bring
shit,
your flute
I
in.
forgot. Who? Does someone still have the hammer?
Yeah, I have the hammer.
He's got the hammer.
Erwin should have it.
Yeah.
Doc, you have 2 things. You have the axe and you have the charms.
Yeah.
Alice has the flute, and Talos has the spell book.
Yep.
But fuck Talos.
That fucking quitter.
But I think something that's bludgeoning is going to do better than
Yeah, I
a
agree.
bladed
A blade.
weapon.
Agree.
I
I
got a
just got what
quarter
I
staff.
got.
I could beat it, but I think a hammer would probably.
Yes.
I have,
Hammer
a quarter,
is-
I have a quarter staff as well. I have my bone saw, but that's not going to do shit.
The bone saw.
All right, so yeah, I guess I'll take the smith's hammer and try to find like the most corroded part of the chain and try to just
Beat
Hit
the
it.
shit out of it.
yeah.
Make an attack on it.
19 on the die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go and roll damage.
We start rawing for you, holding up
What
signs.
is the damage?
Yeah.
Totally
Irwin.
forgot what the damage is.
For what?
The smith's hammer.
So what's
Probably a
strength?
D6.
Yeah, it's D6.
Okay.
I don't know why I looked at my notes like if I had it.
Don't try
The
and grab
square
a
one,
D10,
man.
you cheater.
The most common dice
Yeah.
shape.
2.
2. You see a chunk pop out of it, out of the rusted chain.
And the crowd goes wild.
So I see
Give
that.
another
and
swing.
I'll take another swing at
Okay,
it.
go for it.
12.
12. Miss. Actually, you hit it, but nothing seems to happen from it.
All right. I'll take one more swing at it. 12 again.
12. And again, nothing.
All right. I think Erwin's starting to get tired.
3 attacks.
Anyone want to take over for a second?
Doc, what do you want to do?
Well, if you want to pass me the hammer, I'll give a shot at it.
All right. Pass the hammer to the doctor.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Let's just pass this hammer around.
And it just, I miss. It just clinks right off.
Okay, Tonrex, you want to play with it? Or you want to keep going, Doc?
I'll
You
give
go
it
3
another
times.
shot.
Yeah, give it another go.
Ooh, hard 20.
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go.
Okay,
All right.
You're just
so
gauging the distance with the first one.
Back that up. That is 19.
okay, so
on the
max damage
backup.
and roll.
So that's 7 plus 4, 11 points of damage.
Okay,
Yeah.
you see a larger portion of that link has been removed from it.
All right. Now the doctor's worn out, and we'll pass it to Tonrax.
All right, Tonrex taking a swing. I fucking crit.
Oh, back it up.
All right, let's see what happens. It's a 7 on the die. That's not gonna
Okay,
do
so
anything.
max damage.
So that's 7 points of damage.
Okay, so you see that portion of the chain break up.
Okay.
So you,
We've got 1, and we need to get another one down.
right,
All right.
so you need to go to the other side.
So I've only attacked once. I'm going to go ahead and attack the other chain. 19 on the die.
All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll damage. 4 damage.
Okay,
And then 1 more attack. Another 19 on the die.
damn.
5 damage. So
Yeah,
total of 9.
Tonrex.
Yeah.
Okay,
Damn.
so you see a good portion of it's shattered away from that.
All right. I'll hand the hammer to
Keep going if you want.
to oust. I have
Give it a
done
few
all
more
I can.
All right.
We're playing as a team for once.
Exactly. All right. Taking the hammer. 7 on the die.
No,
Nothing. 8.
Come on.
still nothing.
Hey, man.
Gonna do one
I'm
more
like
time.
one of the weakest ones here. And 3.
Ugh.
Oh, fuck.
I will take that back.
Okay. So you guys managed to get one chain off.
Yeah,
What are you going to do?
Well, technically, the doctor has one more swing.
you should do it.
Okay, Doc.
Give it a shot.
No, that's a D12.
We did 9 damage to it. It might be close.
That is 16 to hit.
Okay.
No, sorry, 18 to hit.
That hits it.
And
Yes.
Come on.
that is 5 points of damage.
Okay. So it's close to breaking through. Looks like probably one more hit will just send it.
Eldritch Blast. No, just kidding.
It's just- I can take one more swing. Let's just go.
Take
for
one
it.
more swing.
That's a 6 on the die.
Oh, shit.
Jack shit.
Erwin, you feeling strong again?
I'll take another crack at it.
All right.
Come on, Erwin.
Come on, baby.
Come on, Erwin.
Damn.
Bring us home.
Grease those muscles.
Oof. 5 on the dice.
No.
Jesus Christ, guys. This is a chain.
It's a thick ass chain.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are all worn out, one of the chains is completely off. The other one's barely hanging on by a thread. As you guys are trying to regroup, catch your breath, you hear a thumping from underneath this large plate. Just
Thank God.
one more time. And it actually seems to rise up maybe a quarter of an inch. You see the dust bounce on it a little bit. Again, coming up a little higher. Appears to still be held down by this large chain, and you hear this, "Let me out. Let me out.
Who are you?
Let me out. I command it.
Don't take that tone with me.
I agree.
Don't tell me what to do. Again, we asked, who are you?
Let me out now, or you shall live to regret it when I let myself out."
All right, I cast Mend, and I seal this fucker back up. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's not a bad.
Yeah, it's
No.
Save that for later.
That is definitely something we should do if he is.
Again, you hear this. You see that the one remaining chain is starting to vibrate. You get the feeling that whatever's in this thing is trying to break that last chain.
We should maybe give him some encouragement
At this
so he
point,
can do it on his
Or
own.
I
At
was
this
also
point-
thinking about just turning and running for
you
cover
see
at this
several
point.
of the homes around you. The doors open, and people just start running out and leaving the town as fast as they can. They start running the way that you guys came in. Just
I mean, at this point, we might as well set him free.
I mean, we can.
There's
I mean-
no collateral damage at this point.
That is true. We're better than the Avengers, at least.
what the fuck?
You don't know.
Your ego has gotten to you since we hit level 4.
Alice whips out the flute and starts playing the sound of retreat.
Again, banging on the lid. What do you guys want to do?
We should try goading him into opening it up himself, man.
I mean, you can. The doctor seriously is about ready to run for cover.
Let me out! Let me out! And it just starts reverberating. Boom, 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 boom.
The doctor does leave, and is there anything?
Jesus Christ,
I
dude.
can't roll with the
I'll-
fucking shit. I got a 3 and a 5 out there.
I do
So-
not think you are strong enough.
So, around the well, is it just houses?
Yeah, they're
or-
all houses.
But is there anything? Is there a cart or something I could go behind for cover to kind of prepare for battle, kind of thing?
Not really. There's like rain barrels, simple shit like that.
Oh well, I'm fucked.
I'm waiting for him to.
Who's got the hammer?
Jesus Christ, man.
Who's got the hammer?
I need the fucking hammer. Give me a fucking real D20. There it is.
So-
You see the lid go flying into the sky.
Fucking finally.
20 feet, gone,
Which direction?
north with everybody else.
Kill some poor
You
travelers
see
on
this.
the road.
You see this luminescent blue entity swirl into the sky and settle back down. I shall have my revenge on all of you, each and every one of you. let's roll for some initiative as this incorporeal entity comes upon you.
Why does he want to have revenge on us? We tried to just let him out.
Hey man, we got you out.
Quiet.
We got you out of this
He's
fucking
just a
place.
Doesn't make
stupid ghost,
sense.
man. He couldn't even get through iron.
Rusted iron.
Yeah.
So, Doc, 2.
Yes.
Tonrex.
15.
Oust.
3.
Irwin.
5.
Good job, guys.
I know, right?
So you see this entity rise up from the well, hovers about 15 feet above it, and says, "You shall all pay, and I warned you to have let me out." He looks around at you four, and I need for everybody to make a wisdom save.
Along with my wisdom save, has it been longer than 10 minutes since I've cast Detect Magic on this well?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
We've been fucking around.
Irwin,
21.
Doctor,
23.
Tonrex,
11.
Oust.
3.
Yeah, keep it up. You guys are currently frightened at this point.
All of us?
Goody.
No, just
Us-
Tonrex and
Two, I
Oust.
think.
Let's see if I can figure out what that means again.
We can't willingly move closer to it, and we have disadvantage while we can see it.
Aren't you
On
supposed
attacking.
Aren't you supposed to move away? From
Frightened.
them too?
Yeah, we moved
You're
away
not,
from
you're
it.
No,
not
no.
forced to move away. Well, it depends on. Sometimes frightened does
I have it right
different
here.
things.
Frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear.
Yeah. Some fears force you to move away. It's different every fucking time.
So as you two are overcome by this fear, it notices that there are several things of debris, raises its hand, and it throws 2 things at the dock and 2 things at Irwin.
R.I.P. Doc.
That's for you, Doc. 19 is the low or is the highest.
Miss.
Really?
J.K.
Oh.
LOL.
For 3 points of damage.
Fuck,
And
that so fucking hurts.
At you, Irwin. Lowest is 14.
Matches.
Oh,
Well,
not too
actually, you
bad.
know what? Did we take a full rest?
I think so.
Yeah, we did.
I think so.
For
Oh.
6 points of damage as this debris goes flying towards you. It then moves towards you, Oust. Tonrex, you see this thing having risen up, out, scared the shit out of you. Need you to make a wisdom save.
14?
14, you pass.
Holy shit. Okay.
You shake off this fear that has eked through unreasonably through your stupid robotic body.
Yeah, and the arm cannon comes out and he's going to fire a firebolt.
Okay.
That's a net 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
back it up.
Whoop. That's a 17 on the dice.
Okay, that backs it up.
All right, so it's 19 points of damage.
19.
Damn.
Irwin, this thing has risen from the well, frightened 2 of your comrades, thrown slats and shit at you and the dock.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
How close am I to this being?
You're probably about 15 feet away from it.
Okay. I'd like to pull out my longsword and rush towards the being and try to attack it.
Okay.
19 to hit
19 hits it.
for 7 points of damage. And then I'd like to spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows. First one will miss. Second one, 14.
Just hits.
Sweet.
Do it. Oh, I'm sorry. It does not. Oh. I apologize. Sorry, that was the DC I was looking at for the wisdom save.
All right, so they both miss.
Oust.
Quick before he acts, I feel like I just can't remember who it was, whether it was the doc or...
You gave Irwin temporary hit points, but those have gone away.
I know that. I also had the Warden's Keen Longsword.
You gave it to him.
I gave it to...
Irwin.
Irwin, right?
Irwin's got it, yeah.
Okay.
And that was the one that extended the reach by 10 feet. You need to make that wisdom save, by
I
the
need
way.
to make the wisdom save. All right. There's a 6. That's
Is
10.
that safe?
10? Okay, you are still frightened from this thing. Doctor,
Can you still act?
what do you want to do? Run?
As I'm running away, I'm going to. I would
You
imagine.
just have
Wet
disadvantage
myself.
at the
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah, you
You
just
can still attack, you just have disadvantage.
All right, then I will throw on my retreat. I'll throw a produce flame. Ha! I got both ends of the fucking spectrum.
That means
I
you
got
only
a
get the
20 and
shitty
a
end.
1.
So that means it's a nat 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
Get
fucker
fucked.
just shoots way out of the way.
We'll let the
though?
20 negate the crit fail on that. Doc,
Both ends, man.
The doctor is going to send Sacred Flame.
was it deck save?
Yeah.
6. Fail.
Fails. We'll take 3 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
Erwin, you are right next to him. He reaches out his hand to touch you,
In the bad place.
and he fucking rolls a 1.
Ooh,
Right where your bathing suit goes.
the grease just
It just
Pushes
totally
away.
just slides right off. Tonrex.
Let's see. Let's go with Firebolt again. So Tonrex again is going to fire away with his Firebolt. It's a 5, so that's going to miss.
Okay. Erwin, this thing has just tried to touch you someplace
Yep.
you feel comfortable with.
Show me on the
Show me,
where he touched
show me on the
you.
Tonrex. Show me on the Warforged where he tried to touch you.
I'm gonna take another swing at it with my longsword.
Okay.
What is that? 15. Mm-hmm. That one hits. Okay.
Uh-huh. Sorry, I was taking a drink at the time.
For 5 points of damage.
5 points. Oh, shit. Give me a towel. Damn it, Erwin. You got my beard too excited.
What can I say?
5 points of damage.
And then I'd like to spend another key point to do what is it? Step of the Wind and dash away.
All right. Oust. Want to make that wisdom save?
$11.
No.
Oh, I got
Doc
my
is
own.
playing the
All
gold doubloon.
He
Give it to me.
he needs
Got to
you
give it to
He
me.
needs to do stuff. He needs you to do stuff, man.
It is 16.
Pass.
Pass.
Nice.
Oh, paying it back
Paying it back.
in spades.
All right, so doing that, I'm going to break out of my fear and cast Flaming Spear on right in
Spear or sphere?
Spear. Is it spear?
You did not help us.
It didn't come over that well over the mic.
Oh,
Spear or spear?
Is it a ball or a spear?
it's a spear.
Ham?
It's a what?
It's
Pan.
a spear.
Spear. That's a
One M
sphere.
or two?
There's no M's.
There's no M's. No, it's sphere,
Sphere.
like round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What am I saying?
spear.
Oh, I meant
Like
spear.
Like a bug, a bug.
Oh, no, not bugga. Not flame spear. No, not the round kind, like
Okay.
like a circle, like
That's
a
what
ball.
we were saying. Okay, go
All right,
ahead.
my bad.
Come on, Avatar. Let's do
All right,
this.
here we go. And actually,
I'm going to change my mind.
no, actually, I don't think I have to roll anything for that. It just magically produces.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's
So
a dex
yeah,
save.
it's so I'm gonna lay it down in front of the creature because I think I have to lay it down in an unoccupied space,
Okay.
and I'm gonna lay it 5 feet in front of him.
Okay.
So at your next turn, if you move into it, then your creature will end up taking damage.
Okay. Where are you, Erwin? Next to me.
I just dashed away, so I'm assuming I'm dashed like 40, 50 feet away.
Okay.
I'm not sure which direction we're all facing.
Got it. Doctor.
Same thing. Just gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Deck save.
Yeah.
12.
Fails. 3 more points of radiant damage.
All
And
right.
the doctor is. I still haven't moved, so I'm still about 25. I think, right, 25 feet away.
Yeah. Okay, Doc. Let's hear it. Tell me how you killed this thing.
As I produce Sacred Flame, I look at it, snipe it right between the eyes, and as I hit this blue astral being, it just dissipates. Poof.
You hear it screech for
It
a
looks
moment.
and it looks like a weeping willow, like a firework. Just, and that's all she wrote.
You see it completely dissipate. At that point, you see a few more doors open, and people just run south past you. Just take off. Just bail. Leave the fucking town completely.
Let's see if there's anything else at the bottom of the well.
I mean, we will, but so where I'm at, the closest house to me, I will just put my business card on it.
Okay.
Just nailing business cards up on the doors.
Fuck, I just got rid of this evil thing, so fuck yeah.
And the town.
Whatever. When they come back, it'll also have all of our names.
Good job, Doc. Good job. That one.
Except Talos is crossed out and Tonrax is scratched in pen.
So you've managed to annihilate this entity. The town is completely quiet at this point. You get no sense of anything else. The well on the right is completely, lid blown off, chains on the ground. What do you want to do?
Loot.
Loot what?
The townhomes. No, just kidding.
We could look
No,
into
but seriously, just
look into the wells, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
just move. Yeah, move to the well that the spirit came from.
Okay. As you move to the well, you guys look down. When you look down, and everybody feels like this cold feeling just seep into their body. Like it's not a tangible feeling. You just feel this sorrow, this angst, this anger, just an overwhelming battery of emotions just coming from this dark, bleak hole. And it's still nighttime. I mean, it's relatively dark outside. And it's darker than the darkness around you outside. It's just that bad. You know, the constellations, the half moon, obviously show you that this hole is just like a pitch black hole.
I start playing The Cure.
It's almost like a flat black plate. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't even see the walls of the well going down. It's just blackness.
I'm not willing to go down that.
I'm not willing to
Well,
go
it's not
down
that
with
wide. It's only
scene.
like 2.5, 3 feet wide.
Doesn't
It's not that
matter.
big.
I'm not willing to fuck with this.
Yeah.
Nope.
But-
Killing that guy was good enough.
I got my XP. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I think venturing any further is problematic. Best.
I got nothing to send down that way to see further.
What do you want to do?
I mean, if I cast something to shine light maybe 30 feet down, I think it would be pointless. It probably goes further than that. I mean, I'll produce flame and shoot it down and see
Okay.
what else we could see.
It goes down about 15 feet and starts to dim, and you don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's deeper than that.
Well, I'm just gonna. The doctor's gonna mark it on his map for later.
Places to see.
Come back.
Yeah,
Come
that's right.
back after I level up.
Check out this ride. So you're in a town that's completely devoid of everybody at this point. What do you want to do?
Well, it looks like the inn just opened up.
So is
Yeah.
well when the spirit came out, was the lid completely destroyed or is the lid still intact?
It blown off. It blew off.
Oh, that's right. It
Yeah, it
blew
went
off
up
and
to the
killed
north.
some
It
random
Flew
crab.
like who knows how
Bystander.
far. It probably killed a goat someplace on some hill. But
Yeah, never mind. We can't board it back up. We can't make it safe. So
No. Let's just rest here for the night and make our way to the
right
other side.
next to the well. Let's rest
We're
right next to the
heroes
well.
ever.
Everyone,
I
put
do
your
not
back
see a
against.
problem.
But we killed the bad guy. What else do you want? But I agree. We'll just camp here for tonight because now it's probably 2 in the morning.
Somewhere between midnight and 2, somewhere around that time frame. So you guys crash out, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to set a watch?
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
Well, you don't have to rest, do you?
Well, he reboots. You got to plug him in.
That's
I gotta,
right.
I gotta
gotta-
reboot or I blue screen the next day.
He's got to update to the cloud.
But are you full 8 hours? Or?
It's full 8. I think I could do like a century
Blue
mode.
screen. Oh, fuck.
Well, how about you? Because
I could do. There's like a century mode something, but he still needs to rest for 8 hours. So I don't know how long century mode is. I can look it up But
So, I mean, I can survive. I'm only down 3 hit points, so.
I could probably take a short rest
I technically haven't
and just
lost
like take
much.
like the second watch or something.
Yeah.
If you guys all need like a longer rest.
I don't need a long rest.
So you guys set your watch. Oust. Who's taking the second watch?
I could do
Well,
it.
you guys
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, I can take the second watch.
Yeah.
I could take the second watch if you want.
I'll take the full rest.
Where's
so
Red?
I'm back up to the full.
That's right. Okay, Oust, go ahead and make a perception check.
Which one do I want to use? They've all been rolling shit.
Those are all garbage dice.
You're garbage.
Oh, is that a hard 20?
That's a fucking hard 20.
That was a
Garbage.
cracked die. Your watch goes unmolested. 4 hours later, you wake up. Who?
Irwin.
Irwin. Irwin?
Yep.
Checking off last 4. Go ahead and roll perception.
I was unmolested, Irwin.
5.
5. As you sleep through the evening, as you probably sleep through that, as you sit there on your sentry, you just get this bad feeling of being close to this well. Like there's something that is not right about this place. For the entire 4 hours that you are awake, you just feel this gnarly sensation. And so at the end of your 4 hours, sun starts to rise up, and you're just shaken to the core, and it leaves you with exhaustion at level 1.
Okay.
Get wrecked.
So, you guys head back. What do you guys want to do? Start heading on the road, or what do you want to do?
Do we notice any of the town folk coming back into the town?
Nope.
It's just
They
here.
did.
They just said, fuck it, abandon all
They
hope.
said, "Fuck
They're
that. We're not
fucking
doing that."
done, dude.
Dude, all right.
We unsealed their well.
Yeah, they're not happy.
Yeah.
They know how to contact us.
Yeah, so like I said, the doctor just mapped the well marked the well on his map and is going to continue moving north.
Okay.
Let's go to Lepidstadt.
As you guys continue to push past this town, moving north along the eastern bank of the Lesser Motre River, you notice that the foliage starts to get thicker, and the ground starts to get a little moister.
Moisture.
Gets
More moist.
Moisture.
You notice that the ground gets more moist. And just ahead, off to the side of the dirt trail, you see what appears to be a caravan of some kind.
Ooh.
And that is where we will stop this episode.
Over
Blast.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeart Radio. And if you like what you're hearing, please leave us that 5-star review. You could also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com. And be sure to check out the galleries. We got a lot of really interesting stuff posted there. And finally, join us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast. There are ways for you to help out the show and pick up swag. So until next session, keep your dice warm and your glass full as you roll those hard 20s.
I know how far we're going to go, and I know when we're going to cut it off. So we're still got a little bit of time. Are you okay with that?
It's like 9.
Got to call the wife or what?
No, dude, I got work tomorrow.
So do I. We're just going to go just a little further.
All right, just a little bit.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. Just see how it feels.
I gotta be ready at like fucking 6 o'clock. My superintendent starts calling me
You're at home. What do you give a fuck?
because it's my jobs and I'm supposed to.
Okay. You're a very respectable individual. Okay.
Well, yeah, because if I don't answer, then he does it, and then he blame, oh, well, Eric didn't answer the phone. It's all political bullshit.
You want to play D&D or talk about your job?
It's the same thing. It's all politics.